Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? DIGGE546. I wanted to highlight Thibodeaux this week, and he had a lot of great plays. Here he is, number 5, and this play he kind of takes the bait and goes upfield here, but he's actually able to get back into play in the run game. Thibodeaux has played the run very well, and for the most part, he hasn't gotten caught out of position. This time he kind of gets caught out of position. He sees that he's unblocked. He's got 2 guys pulling. And instead of just taking this guy head on and just kind of throwing your body in the way and, really just putting your body on the line and just kind of shutting down that run, he avoids this block, goes upfield, and it kind of clears up a run lane for this running back. But Julian Love is there to fill it, luckily. So at this point, Thibodeaux is able to get all the way around his block, and he's so athletic that he's chasing this guy down. And a hold doesn't get called here, but he's being held, and that's how he ends up on the ground. If you watch right here, he goes around him, and he's trying to get off, and he's getting held. And this happened a lot. Happened a lot this week. All right, so here's Thibodeaux here again, and this is just more of the same, except this time he trades 1 for 1. This is what they call it, trade for 1 for 1. He's unblocked off the line, so you know when someone's pulling to come and get you. So he stays there to keep contained, to make sure that nothing gets back there, that he's not going to overshoot that. And he just waits for the lineman to get there, takes him head on. And by him, sticking his shoulder in Kevin Zeitler's chest, this contains this run. It sets the edge, forces this run back inside, and kind of pushes the lineman back into him. So this helps shut down this run. Nice play by Dane Belton right there too to fill up that gap, but he did exactly what he was supposed to do on this play. Really wish he would have done that last play, or else if he would have done this last play that I showed you before this, that run probably goes for about 2 or 3 yards less than it did. But this play he did a great job. So here's Thibodeaux again right here, number 5, and this just shows why defensive ends and edge players are probably the most athletic players out of any position in the NFL. I mean, they're 250, 260, and they're usually the most athletic. They're some of the fastest, strongest players on the field. They got to be able to do everything. And he's going against a tight end who's probably, maybe around the same height and weight as him, maybe a little bit taller, probably doesn't weigh as much as him, maybe the same amount. But here's him on the tight end, and he doesn't use power to beat him. He uses speed to beat him. Just beats him around the edge, goes there, is right there to come and try to get Lamar Jackson. But it just is what it is. Lamar Jackson is who he is, so he doesn't get that sack. But that's an easy sack. And a lot of people are going to say, well, he was messed up on the tight end. I couldn't tell you how many sacks dominant defensive end edge players get when they're messed up on the tight end. It just happens. It happens. You get messed up on the tight end, and you got to win that rep. And he does. Now, the only thing I can criticize is maybe, he gets a faster avenue to the quarterback by just bull rushing, but he got to the quarterback pretty fast. You want him in under 3 seconds. 1, 2, maybe right there that's closer to 3. But nice one around the edge against a tight end. It's not a tackler, it's a tight end who should have some pretty fast feet. So Thibodeaux is once again number 5 on your screen, and he's working it. I believe this play is against Ronnie Stanley. And more of the same. He's starting to come into his own. He's starting to get more comfortable bending that edge, taking that edge against these tackles. I can't wait to see what kind of player he turns into once he really gets his feet back underneath him after that injury, and he just starts to attack that edge even more. Then guys are going to start to overset to that side. He's going to be able to, start ripping back inside, start spinning back inside. So I can't wait to see that. But this is against a solid left tackle, a really good left tackle, a great left tackle, actually, if you ask me. The only thing is he's probably a little hurt this game. So I will give him that pass. But Thibodeaux just beats him off the edge. And it's a great design by Wink, because Thibodeaux was lined up so far outside that he's not sure if Leonard Williams is going to try to attack that edge, and he's going to have to try to pass off Thibodeaux to the left guard for a stunt. So really nice with the alignment right here. Leonard Williams is lined up at what this has got to be the 5 tech. Let's see. Dex is at the 0.5 tech. He lines up there a lot. Sometimes he's just straight 0 tech. Sometimes he's a little bit off. Leo's at the 5 tech. And then you would have Thibodeaux standing right outside of him. So nice alignment right here. He has to worry about both of them coming. And just simple things like this just show you that Wink knows what he's doing. So he's got to worry about both of them, which kind of makes him hesitate to have to look at both of them. And then Thibodeaux just takes advantage. And against guys that, may take a little bit longer to get rid of the ball, guys that aren't as confident, that's going to cause some errant throws. Almost kind of cause an errant throw right there. But just his presence right there is going to cause that quarterback to start thinking, I need to get rid of the ball. And that's what he had to do. Now, finally, this is the play of all plays. Kayvon Thibodeaux calls game. Let's watch it. Let's see what happens before the play. More of the same. This time, Leo is kind of lined up as a 3 tech, 3.5 tech. He's kind of lined up more on the right tackle than he is on the right guard. Thibodeaux is lined up way out, kind of like a wide 9 spot, and he is just coming out hot, just like a rocket. Kenyon Drake does not look to pick him up at all. Great hands right there. Great extension to kind of get rid of this tackle. He gets his hands there first. Gets skinny. Is able to attack that one side. Kind of chucks him out of the way. Gets his hands free. And this is all because he made this contact here with this right tackle's chest. So he's able to punch so hard with those hands that he's able to get his hands free that quickly. Once your hands are free at edge and you're this much faster and you're this much better of an athlete, there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. Does it twice. Hits him in his chest twice. Boom. Boom. Same move twice. Punch and rip twice. And now he's free. And he knows that this tackle is going to just try to run him around and Lamar's going to try to step up. And he just swats it out of his hand. And then the next thing he does is what you need to see when these edge players and when these guys start making sacks. Some guys will swat the ball out of the quarterback's hand and they'll start celebrating immediately. They don't even care if they get the recovery. But he goes and starts making sure that Lamar cannot get to that ball. Timon Fox does a great job too, making sure he can't get to the ball. And luckily we're able to get there. Thibodeaux fought off of his guy. And I think that was Leonard Williams right there that ended up recovering it. So this is where I'll leave the still this time as I give my last 2 cents. This is one of my quicker film sessions of the year. Kayvon Thibodeaux has all the potential in the world. We already knew that. If he's able to get more comfortable, I hear people that have watched him in training camp saying that he doesn't look as explosive as he did in training camp, meaning he's still not 100% after that knee. So if this guy can get more explosive, offensive lines are going to have to worry. We got a soft part of our schedule coming up against quarterbacks that can be had, that will hold onto the ball at times, that will have some ball security issues. And if he's able to make plays like this, I mean, if he's able to keep up the trajectory that he's on, he could be a guy that makes the Pro Bowl. And I'm getting ahead of myself. He would have to have a lot of good games after this. But if he's able to continue to improve every week, this guy is going to be just fine in New York. People were worried about him because he cared about his brand, and people tried to say he didn't care. I'm telling you, after watching his film for like the past month, Kayvon Thibodeaux cares. Kayvon Thibodeaux does not take any plays off. He's always giving it 1,000%. He seems like a leader already on this team. I just see him getting better and better. And when you put him beside guys like Leonard Williams, when you put him beside guys like Dex, the sky's the limit, man. The sky's the limit. I can't wait to see what this dude does the rest of the season. starting with this upcoming week against Jacksonville. Sacks come in bunches. He got his first sack this week. So let's build off of it. Let's give me 2 and 3 sacks this upcoming week. So you guys let me know what you're thinking of Kayvon Thibodeaux so far this season. I think he's having himself a decent rookie season. He's had to do some growing. He's going to have to continue to do some growing. But overall, I think he's going to turn into a really good player. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.